TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. So we need you to like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So I am Stephanie Coney, the host of Beauty in the D, where we focus on power, wealth, and style in the Metro Detroit area. But first, I want to give a thank you and special shout out to our sponsors, Giovanni McCall, better known as G, the Short Hair Slayer. You can contact her at 248-218-2638. No appointments necessary. She is located in Southfield, 12 Mile and Northwestern Highway in the Mark Roberts Hair Salon. We also want to thank Mina Martinez. She can be reached on Facebook and Instagram at Social Media with Mina. She handles all of my social media marketing. And last but not least, we want to thank the London consulting firm who powers and sponsors this show, located in Southwest Detroit, where we specialize in personal and commercial lines insurance. You can call us at 313-895-7070 or visit londonconsultingfirm.com. Well, today I am so happy and so proud to introduce our guest. We have a local Detroit celebrity influencer in the building, Miss Angie Starr.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
What up, though?
Hello, Detroit. We was supposed to have some music. You said we was going to have music.
Yes,
hey, how y'all doing? What's up? What's up, Stephanie?
You brought the music. Thank you.
Period. What's up?
So we got Angie Starr here representing 105.9 KISS FM.
Yes.
And we're going to talk to her about, hot topics.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about how she got into the radio industry and how she loves the beautiful city of the D.
That's right. That's right.
So, thank you so much for being here, Angie Starr. And
Yes.
I have to let our listeners know that today we're doing the show a little different, okay? Angie and
we
I
just
about
gonna
to
be
turn
all
up.
transparent.
We just are, yeah, we doing it different today. So if I seem a little different, a little off.
Hey, wait a minute. Your sponsor, Gigi, what's it, a hair slayer?
Yes, G, the short hair slayer.
Talk about G. Because,
Oh,
girl, when you
man.
came in the studio the other day, I was like, girl, your hair is off the chain. Girl, like, you know how the hair is just perfect
Yes.
to the face? What's her name again?
Her name is G, the short hair slayer.
G, the short hair slayer. Yeah,
Yes.
raise a cup, period.
Raise the
So,
cup to that. Yes, thank
yes,
you, Miss
yes,
G.
yes.
I wasn't able to come today. Normally I go to her every Saturday
Can't tell.
before I come
Can't
on.
tell. Look
So
like you
I'm
went
just
this
trying
morning.
to fake it till I make it today. But hey, her hairstyles be lasting. So thank you for that, and
Girl.
shout out to G and Mark
G.
Roberts Salon. Yes. So, Angie, let's talk about, because you sound so excited and so passionate. Like Roger said, we hear you on the radio. You like on 10. I don't care where you at. If you at an event in the community, on the radio station. Talk about radio. How you love it.
I have always loved music.
Okay, music.
Music is, the I love music.
Hey.
So I've always loved music, which makes you naturally, love radio, especially back in the day when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Because that's where we could, hear a new song or,
Yep.
And I grew
Try to
up,
hit record on the record
on
real
the
quick
tape
and get your
recorder,
song.
Right. So you wouldn't have to go to the record store.
Mhm.
But back in the day, remember, going to the record store was an adventure.
It was.
That was like going, like Saturday, we going to the record store. They go play a new record and you could see the new, albums that were out,
Yeah.
That was my Saturday. So I grew up here in Detroit. This is my home.
Yes.
And WDRQ was the radio station.
Okay.
And, they was like looking for caller number 10. And I was on my phone, the big phone, da-da-da-da-da. And like, hello. And I was like, I'm calling number 10. And they were like, yes, you won. And I got to go down to the radio station.
Okay.
And it was Pinball Wizard.
Okay.
And Pinball Wizard was like this real colorful, album. But I won it. And to this day, I still talk about that. So I always tell that story because that's the passion that I had. I always remember how big that moment was for me, to walk into the radio station and, get this album. And, so I was always, in love with being able to duplicate that in life. So through radio, it gave me an opportunity to give other people those types of experiences, like when we do promotions and giveaways and things like that. So
And y'all always in the community.
Yeah.
But growing up, social media, radio was our social media.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
girl, did you hear the radio? Girl,
Yes.
did you hear the new
Yes.
commercial? They got the such and such on
Yes.
sale.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
back in the day. So you just was like infatuated, I guess, from that point. When you went down there and got your prize.
No, let me tell you. Let me tell you how I went. So,
Okay.
I'm a kid. I'm probably about 10 at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And, life goes on. And I saw an article in the newspaper. And the newspaper article said that this girl had made all this money selling radio. And at the time, I was trying to be a singer. I used to work with Amp Fiddler. Amp Fiddler produced my first little records. And, I wanted to be a singer. So he was like, you got to get your song on the radio.
Well, you are a singer. Let's not say wanted to be. You are one.
So I was you got to get your song on the radio. So I said, if I sell radio, and I'm going to get my song on the radio. And at the time, I was on tour, a fitness tour. So I was in Richmond, Virginia. I was in Virginia. So
how you end up in Richmond?
I was on a fitness. I was really into aerobics and fitness.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Girl, because I grew up here. So let's just go back. The way I met Amp was I was the first cocktail waitress for Mountain Jacks out on Telegraph.
Mountain Jack.
Remember Mountain Jack? So look, chat. I needed a job. So, how you go to one place, another place, So I was on Telegraph.
Okay.
Coming from 8 Mile, driving up Telegraph, going up the other way. Kids just kept going, saying, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up.
Okay.
So then I made it up Telegraph. I saw this restaurant. Lo and behold, they needed to make a black quota. I walked in and they were like, hired. I was like, yes.
On the spot.
On the spot. So I had to learn how to be a cocktail waitress.
Yeah.
But in this lounge, all of the jazz greats came here. George Benson, Earl Klugh.
Ooh.
That's why Amp Fiddler and his whole crew, they were like playing the music out there.
Yeah, so, my mom used to love some Earl Klugh.
They used to all just come. Yeah. They all used to come. Alexander Zonchak. That's how I know Alexander Zonchak. So they used to all come to this bar.
Yeah.
Mountain Jack's, their lounge. And I was the cocktail waitress. So we used to do this little thing where I would go up on stage and act like I couldn't sing, right? And then I started jamming. I think we did I Feel For You or something like that. And then my busboy, he was like, started throwing money. And people would start throwing money. So I would make money like that. So that was, and then we would all split it. And that was our little thing at Mountain Jack. So from that, Amp and I started making music. So I was into fitness because, I wanted my album to come out and I wanted to look good. So I would go around and do fitness training for different health clubs. So they would hire our group to come in and teach them how to do fitness and all this kind of stuff. So while I was in Virginia, I was like, I can maybe work for a radio station and get my music played. Because it seems like these stations here are open to playing new music. So what I did was I went to the radio station and I asked to speak to the sales manager for sales. Because remember, that article talks about how much money this girl made in radio sales.
That was in your head.
Right, it was in my head. So go in and the manager, sales manager, he interviews me and he's like, okay, well, what makes you think I'm going to hire you? You have no experience at all. And I go, I don't think you're going to hire me. And he was like, so why did you waste my time and do this? He said, I just wanted to know the questions you're going to ask. Because see, next time when I go to the interview, I'll be prepared.
Oh, that was smart.
He said, you hired.
That was so smart.
He hired me, right? He said, that's what I'm talking about. See, I learned that busting tables on 8 Mile. Do your research, work for free, learn something. Like just going through that interview was like,
shout out to the D. They say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
So I started with the yellow pages. That was my account list. The goal was to get an advertiser to buy commercials. But in my mind, because I was a singer and a songwriter, I enjoyed writing commercials. Instead of it being 3-4 minutes, it was only 1 minute. So my commercials worked. So it got to the point where people were calling and requesting. I remember Up Against the Wall has fashions for all. It was like doom, 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 doom. Because it was like house, because in Virginia it's like a house, because the colleges are there. So they played a lot of house music. So that Up Against the Wall fashion looked like that. So that's how the commercial the program director was like, "Oh my God, we love the listeners are calling. They want to hear a commercial." So that's how I kind of rose in radio. I learned how to work it. The radio commercials
Yeah.
was so boring, and everybody could win.
So you finagled your way basically up in there with that Detroit hustle.
You know,
you finagled your way up in there.
Period.
Okay, so obviously you're an advocate about fitness, which kind of sort of I knew that a little bit. We was at the Davo the other day. You was like, look, y'all got to, you just do 5 minutes. You owe that to yourself. Do 5 minutes of giving back to yourself. How did you even come into that? Because, you know, I'm thinking, when I think of like aerobics back in the day, I'm thinking Vic Tanny. I'm thinking, what was the other one that was on Finkel and Southfield? Fitness USA, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah, you know, that's what come to my mind. You know, so was you around here with leotards and stuff? You know,
I was very much
Richard Simmons out here,
personal trainer. Because I mean, I was a cheerleader.
Okay,
you know, I was always into fitness. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I did that, but I wanted to take it to the stage because my gift is performing. So you know, again, back to radio. I always looked at it from a performance standpoint. Like, if I'm going to do an event, it's just not going to be a boring event. It's got to be a show, you know, show and tell event. It's got to make people engage and have fun, just like show business. So I used all that. And from Virginia, I went to Philly. I became the promotions director for Power 99 in Philadelphia when I was 21. So they gave me that when I was 21. Yeah. I ran out of staff. I want to say probably like, 15 full fleet, major market.
And that was from doing
Power 99. All of that. Because I worked well with sales and promotions. I can see the total picture. Normal people in radio are like either good with promotions or sales. Like,
I have the combo.
And
you can sing.
Right. So, and I love to perform. So it's like that whole thing goes up in there.
And you from the day.
And right. So I got that great
grind. What up, So with that being said, I'm going to dive right into our first hot topic.
All right.
We're going to talk about Wendy Williams.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the good part of Wendy before we get into this sad documentary that they just put out about her. When you just said about going to Philly, because that's kind of when she rebirthed herself.
Station.
Oh, it was the same station.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Wendy?
WUFL, Power 99, that's it.
Have you ever met her?
Yes.
Talk about that.
But I met her, how can I describe how I met her? I was the promotions director. So when you're the promotions director, when you go away to different events, I think we were in Miami, you're in charge of making sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. You still go to the parties and all that, but you're a little bit more behind the scenes. So she was talking to Carter and Sanborn, who were the main jocks in the morning in Philadelphia. And I'm thinking now, because when I watched her documentary and everything, this was the time when they were kind of saying, you're going to need to come to Philly, because they were all meeting. Yeah. So we were all in just kind of like in living, not living because we was in a suite, but that type of setting, just all of us just kicking it. She was down to earth, to me kind of quietish.
Really?
Not because she wasn't boisterous, like she wasn't like trying to steal the attention all the time. It was like when it was that time to do that,
then she showed up.
But before that, after that, she was cool with who she was, right? But that it wasn't. We never got into like a deep, intimate conversation.
Got you. But you have been in the room. You've been in rooms, and one of those rooms was with her. We do got to do our quick little check in and let the people know. Hey, you're watching Beauty in the D, hosted by yours truly, Miss Stephanie Coney. We're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. So follow, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in to WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Also, if you want to call in and ask Angie a question, she doesn't mind. You can call us at 313-355-6018. Okay, so you were in the room with Wendy. But let's get back. I've been a Wendy fan for a long time, from the days of the Wendy Williams, The Experience. Okay? And wouldn't you agree? During that time, because you were in the business too, she came up with I guess a concept that really worked for her. Telling the truth, getting down deep into people's business. I think that's why we liked her. Either you liked her or you didn't.
To me, she reminded me of a female Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Which was ingenious, and she could pull it off. Back in the day, Wendy was kind of heavyweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she slimmed down. She's weight is always been an issue for her. She was able to overcome that. The way she interviews, her realness. She had it. it was it in her. Like when
Yeah.
I've always admired. I'm more of a, you meet people that were born to do radio. That is what they were born to do. She was born to do radio and TV talk. She just had that charisma. She just had it. It's just that simple. So I've always been a huge fan of hers. Just,
Yes.
I mean, I don't
because it
like.
was organic with her.
Well, it's just a peer to peer. Like we're in the same industry, and
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're not faking it.
Yeah.
You took your bumps. Whitney went hard on her, but
she did, and they ended it with like, okay, baby, be blessed. That was some grown woman shit right there. You know what I'm saying? That was some grown woman shit.
Right, point. I'm getting in your business.
Yeah.
But hey, what?
Yeah.
That to me was just.
To me, I love that interview, and it was both from
Right.
East Coast,
Right.
So that was that East Coast flavor
Yeah.
or whatever. What did you think about the documentary? Did you watch all of it, or some of it, a little bit?
I still gotta watch the last part, but
Okay.
because I gotta kind of stay up on top of stuff. I watched. I can see that they put her into this facility, and I don't know. I feel like, first of all, this shouldn't have been a documentary.
I agree.
And I think that's the hard part of this business, because it's a rule. When you're on, you're on. You know what I'm saying? So when you go walk out the door, you're on. That's the price that you pay. But in her world, because of that, she had to limit her surroundings so much, who she could let within her circle. Because now if you go hang out with da-da-da-da-da or da-da-da-da-da, you're on, you're out. You can't really be. But if you're within your circle, you can be free. You can be. Okay, so she trusted her manager with that. And watching the documentary, I don't know if he kind of betrayed that trust. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a sip on that one,
Yeah.
because it was one part in there that when she said, and she started crying at this part, she was like, I had to learn how to be my own best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have to be our own best friend, but I believe that wholeheartedly with her. Like, I feel like she was in a space where she probably couldn't trust nobody, because she was really going through some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you talk about everybody else stuff.
Right.
And you going through it yourself. You come on, and then afterwards, it's you close the shades, and you just in your own mess.
You know how they say balance. You can't have all that good without the bad.
Yeah.
And that was the bad of all of the good that I spoke about earlier, of her being so great at what she was able to do.
Yeah.
Okay? It's karma. It kind of flows. So here you are, one of the hottest women on radio.
Period.
And talk. You marry this guy. You know what I'm saying? You trust this guy.
Trust him.
And then he does the ultimate disrespect. You got money, y'all living good.
That ain't even
no
an
reason.
issue. Yeah.
But you still go get another woman and go get her pregnant.
So what
you know what I'm
woman
saying?
would be
Imagine.
hurt by that? When you
And
look in the camera,
then it ain't like just you and your crew knowing his family.
yeah,
The whole world knows
the
about
whole
it.
world knows.
So you can't walk in nobody's shoes and judge them. I can't ever judge Wendy.
no,
I ain't been there.
no.
I'm telling you, like, I can't even imagine that.
I can't.
Like, not only
I
are you
can't.
crushed as a woman because you flaunted this man. You make this man your manager.
He
You
getting
go to
paid
him.
off of you. You basically financing the relationship that he's having with old girl. You basically, because you Wendy Williams, you basically financing it.
And he go and do that to her.
She looked in the camera and said, "What would you do?"
I
I'm
mean,
like,
you know,
damn.
that's
Probably
what
go
I said.
get
I
a couple
can't, that's
drinks
what I'm saying.
too.
Like, where she had.
Yes, a couple drinks too. I would.
And if she and it ain't trying to make no excuses, but we can't judge. I can't judge. People can do whatever they want to do, but I can't judge that because
No, she's
just
a human
outside
being
looking in,
and a woman.
that was a lot for me to bear,
It was,
and it didn't even happen to me.
It was.
But I looked at somebody who I thought had it all.
Had
But
it
again,
all.
what a joke that is. That's fiction. You never have it all. It's always ups and downs, and that's reality.
Yeah.
But see, now who can I trust to say I'm down?
Who can you trust to say that and confide
And be
in?
humble.
So she probably got into that Bible.
That's what.
Because you can't trust at the end of the day, I'm still Wendy Williams now. I just can't be going around saying stuff You know what I'm saying? The paparazzi saying enough. I can't add to it. Who you trust?
Okay.
When she said that, she said you had to learn how to be your own best friend. And she looked in the camera and said, "What would you do?" Oh my God, I felt her on that because I don't know what I would have
I
did if
mean,
it was me.
imagine, you could go anywhere you want. You could spend any amount of money you want to spend. And then all of a sudden you go to swipe your credit card and it don't work no more.
Oh,
First, the insult. Let's start there.
right.
To the ego.
Yeah.
Whoever thought of that idea, whoever did that was mean.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. But then from her perspective, and then where she is in life. It's so crazy how humans want to beat up on humans. But I like to always remind people what goes around comes around.
Karma is
So
real.
yeah, right. And everybody that's messing with her, whatever. I don't know what she's going through. But I know that she's had a lot to bear. She's had a lot to bear. And then she has the disease with the foot.
Yeah.
The foot.
Yeah.
That breaks her heart.
Yes.
She's a woman that
You a
likes to
mover and a
dress up.
shaker, and you can't move and shake.
Okay.
And you got money to do both. Okay? That part. You can't move and shake.
I had to take a sip on that because what you said was so real.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, don't look at the glass. Have to understand your blessings.
Yes.
Because this woman, like you said, had the money to do whatever and can't. Got to wear gym shoes on her show. And explain why.
Yeah. Yeah, and explain why.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
so vain. Everybody worried about, oh, look how she looks and all of that. Everybody got to look what to look. What's inside?
Yeah.
This is just the vehicle.
What's inside?
This is the vehicle. But
And not
nobody
to mention
saw
the people
her
that
be
want to be her, that try to imitate her.
But
Tasha
let
Cass
me
and all
tell
them,
But yeah, but her fans, because see, I read the social media, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so proud of the true, unconditional Wendy Williams fans. Feel it, me, period. Wendy Williams always with you.
Okay.
True.
Let's toast to
True.
Wendy.
Period. Toast to her.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if y'all just want to get something, or just whatever you smoking, whatever you doing, just hold it up right now for Wendy.
For Wendy.
Because you never know what life can do for you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we all got a karma.
Okay. But what I was going to say about the fans, they all are like, we praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
We love you. We don't like seeing you like this. It is what it is. For some reason, they felt that they needed to put this documentary out.
Yeah.
I think that they knew that they were misleading her. It was a money move.
It was.
It was a money move.
Everybody involved got a paycheck off of that. Angie.
Okay.
The moochers.
It was the money, and it made her look bad. But energies out there that can see through flesh, it also let us know that she's hurting, and that we pray for her inner soul.
See through the flesh.
See through that. Because she's hurting. Because like you said, what a place to be where you can't talk to nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
I tried
place
being
to
my
be.
own best friend, but I still need somebody to talk to.
Just to kind of bounce.
Right, girl. Am I crazy?
Right.
Girl, let me tell you this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just to help keep you. I got that one girlfriend that I can do that
Right,
with. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
But
right.
to not have nobody, and then the person that's your manager and your best friend, your husband, all that, you can't obviously talk to him because he talking to somebody else. He could talk to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That gotta be.
But that's that world. That is
Yeah.
that world. And I just hate that Wendy story. I just hope she just takes a deep breath.
Yeah.
And does what's necessary. Let the force work through her, because anything is possible. She could come back. And they knew, and then, but again, greedy make you needy. See, by them being so greedy and pushing to promote her upcoming podcast and making her look so
I don't
bad.
think that's gonna happen though.
Right. So now everything is thrown back. But if she gets herself together, I believe in her.
I'll be watching live. She get herself
together. And let people know. Because I bet you there's somebody out there that's worse off than her. Looking for her for inspiration.
Yeah.
If you can do it, they can do it.
That's right.
It's just step by step. And
Yeah.
be real with it.
Yeah.
Your friend could be your camera. Because there's people out here, Wendy, that truly love you unconditionally because you have a gift that not every human being has on this planet.
That's right.
And it just is that. So, love again to Wendy.
To Wendy.
Raise that.
Yeah. Now, Angie, you've been out here in these streets for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What you think? What's your take on what like the industry is like for, DJs that's like yourself, that's like Wendy, people that's making an impact, whether it's locally or nationally. What is the business really like? Is it cutthroat, like how she portrayed how it was? Like, what is it?
I mean, it's different levels, you know.
Because you've been in it for a while. You've seen it unfold on so many levels, too.
Right. Um, but in Detroit, one thing that I can say, especially with now, podcasts like this,
Mm-hmm.
the way they access the studios, the podcast studios that are all over the city, the focus, the creativity, the way we're presenting different topics. I think that the doors are wide open. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is the entrepreneur mecca. Detroit,
Say it again.
I'm telling you, I say it all the time. It must be something in the water here.
It's that good water
It's
we
the
got.
whatever. It's the water, But we have a grit, we have a grind, we have a creativity, musically, in the creation of
Yes.
things, and what I feel, a lot of people outside looking in, and some people inside say, well, in the industry here, the music industry, everybody's trying to pull everybody down. And,
You saying like in Detroit?
well, sometimes, they say the crab mentality, they're not
The
pulling,
crabs
they're
in the
not,
barrel?
sometimes. But I don't see that. What I'm seeing more of is people pulling people up. And
I see that too.
you know what I mean? And
do.
I see that with podcasting. And I'm glad that the energy field is opening up so that people can understand that working together, because that's how God works.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
These pieces. You don't know, not based on how big or small, for that puzzle to be complete. All those pieces are important. So you can't ever throw away anything. You kind of gotta, thank God for all. And
Mm-hmm.
through that, I'm watching, the podcasting, and like I said, these studios in the movie industry in Detroit is
Yes.
crazy. I
It's
mean, I'm
crazy,
truly
Lorna.
crazy, and I love it.
And they have
it's
good storylines and good
very good.
plots, which I gotta give
We're
a
gonna
shout
give
out.
a toast to all
Let's
the
toast
movie
to
creators,
toast to the Detroit
movie
to,
creators, content creators in the D. Period. Our
yes.
comedy scene off
Yes.
the chain,
Uh,
off the chain.
So you're watching Beauty in the D live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and all other top social media platforms. So we need you to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. So thank you again for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And so yes, get back to Detroit and our grind and grit on these Tubi movies and the music, because there's so much talent here.
Yeah. I'm proud of Motown. They're getting ready to do that expansion. Shout out to Robin, her whole crew over there. When I lived in, through my work career, I've lived in Virginia, I lived in Orlando, I've been all around the world. When I like, we'll throw in real quick, I did a tribute to Tina Turner, and because of
I can see that.
that, and because of that, I got to travel all around the world. And whenever I would tell people that I'm from Detroit, mad respect, instant respect. The singers from here. I used to listen to other singers, getting paid crazy money. I used to say, y'all better be glad my girl from Detroit didn't know about this gig, because you wouldn't have it. No. But no, Detroit has respect around the world.
Yes.
I'm proud of the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the fans, Detroit fans. I mean, even I watched I went to the Little Caesars Arena the other day, and the Pistons fans, they still came out in gear. They having a little trouble, whatever.
Yeah.
But they still love them.
They still
it's
fans, and it's
unconditional love.
Detroit basketball.
Period.
Okay, period.
Red Wings, the Tigers. Our sports fans here are huge, and I guess I say that because I'm talking about international recognition.
Yes.
That's something that we are internationally known for.
And that's a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
I remember you and I, we had talked before, and we talked about how both of us had lived in other places.
Right.
And came back to the D and received and just got so much love.
Right.
Talk about that. Talk about how it's like clicking your heels like Dorothy in the Wiz and seeing like it's no place like home. Even though you've been to some fabulous places, Talk about it.
Well, Detroit has always been special to me because I was adopted. I was abandoned at birth. My mother and father, to this day, I don't know who my mother or father are. The only
Oh,
parents that I know were my foster parents that I was there for 18 months. So technically, they were preachers. So technically, I'm a PK kid. But then after
okay.
18 months, I was adopted by a Detroit family, husband and wife. They had the highs. They adopted me. So with that being said, I've always felt like this is where God wanted because this was so created by
So you
Him.
don't know if your biological parents were Detroiters or not. You have no
I
idea.
have no idea.
Oh,
I have
Angie.
no
Okay.
idea. So, but I do know that God, the Father,
Look
is the
at.
ultimate, because He gave me the perfect, parents, great balance for me. I think my parents, who they really were in show business, because I just have it so naturally. I just have it. I
It
think like a
does.
producer. I'm not. I don't care if I'm the star of the show or if I'm in the background. I'll go get food, coffee. I'll clean. I don't even care. It's all about show must go on.
Yep.
That's me.
And we love you,
You
Angie.
know,
Detroit loves
I
you. When you
love
show
Detroit.
up, you
I
show
love that. I
out.
love Detroit.
Yes, but get back to your story.
Okay,
So,
but my parents, my adoptive parents, are very educated. Both in the medical industry.
okay.
Mom psychologist. Dad, he ran radiology for the Southwest Detroit Hospital.
Okay,
Back that
yeah.
hospital, like
That was over there on Martin Luther King, was
no,
it?
it's in Southwest Detroit. Southwest Detroit Hospital, that real modern looking hospital. Think back in the day off 70, like when you're going around the thing trying to get on 75.
Mm-hmm.
It's Southwest. Well, Southwest Detroit. They did a movie about it.
Okay.
Southwest. It was like a black hospital. They had
Yeah,
like black.
I remember that. I don't know why I thought it was on MLK, but
I don't. I mean, it was because
yeah,
I
but I
was a
do remember
kid.
that. Yeah.
My dad was the head of radiology when it opened. So I used to go to the hospital. I could eat in the doctor's lounge and,
Yeah.
hung around and saw these black doctors and, black people working. And I was just like, wow. This was just like, this was part of my inspiration.
Yes,
And,
to be great.
right. But they were more booky. So they made me really strive really, really, really hard, in school and, to get good grades. But then I had my entertainment side. So the balance when I went out into the world was a gift from God. It was
Yep.
what He needed in me to create me. So like I said, it's no mistakes. One day I hope and pray to meet my real mother and father, or at least
Yeah.
family members.
Yes.
But I want my mom to know she could have aborted me. And that's just real talk.
And she did.
And she didn't. Something was going on where she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't, and gave it to God. And
Yep.
I'm here now.
And you here and you doing
So,
big things. And like I said,
period.
we love you. You are such a staple. I just want to tell you, you such a staple in the community. You know I love you.
I love you.
And that's not just for TV.
Right.
That's not just for podcasts. That's for real. You good people, Angie.
Thank you.
So talk about your singing career, because I
Okay.
know that you was it Florida that you had lived in?
Mhm.
Was it like on the cruise ships and stuff you was singing?
Okay, let me try to do this. Okay. So, I told you I was the promotions director for Power 99 in Philadelphia. But before I got that job, I tried to work for JLB in Detroit. But the way fate works, the sales manager for JLB in Detroit, he was in Philly on a radio convention, and he was walking by an event called Black Expo. And I was in charge of it, for Philadelphia. So I had it all laid out. So through conversation, I found out that he worked in Detroit, and he was the sales manager for the radio station.
So you like,
that
I'm from
turned-
Detroit.
Right, that turned me away. So I was like, let me show you what you missed out on. So I gave him a backstage pass, toured him on the event. Naturally, he gave me a job offer. And from Philly, that's when I worked for JLB.
Okay.
And that's when I met with Mason. I worked with JLB. And the thing about when you work at a radio station, you can get big accounts. And that's the goal. I had like McDonald's, Stroh's,
Okay.
major accounts.
Strohs,
major
that was
accounts-
major.
Yeah, major accounts have agencies that do their creative, that write their commercials. So basically when you're handling these big accounts, all you're doing is like basically giving them numbers, cost per thousand, it's like numbers stuff, and going to pick up a tape. What about my idea? We don't need to come get the check. What about my idea? So I was kind of bored because all I was doing was just picking up checks. And Glory Foods, they were like, we want you to do a research study for us. So I went down to Orlando,
Okay.
and I was doing it, and I'm cheap. So I was going through the newspaper, and they said we're looking for ghouls and goblins for Halloween horrors. So I said, shoot, if I become a ghoul and goblin for Halloween horrors, I can get in free. So I said, let me go check it out. So, I'm from the D, suited up. I get to this audition. And they got like knives in their necks. These people are like monsters. I'm like, I never saw this in my life. I'm like, and they're auditioning to be ghouls and goblins. So I said, okay. So I walk into the office and began being cheap. I didn't get my hair done. So I have my wig that's kind of like the bangs here and long hair. It's like a 60s wig. That look. And it looked like Tina Turner from the 60s. And the receptionist said, oh, you must be here for the Tina Turner audition. And I said, like, yeah.
You wasn't even here for
I said, yeah, I'm here for Tina Turner audition. So, sure enough, I go back. The other girls could sing, but they didn't have that kind of look that they were looking for. And they offered me a 3-month contract.
Right on the spot. You always get some stuff on the spot.
Right on the spot. Rehearsals. They took me. They did wardrobe, hair, all that kind of stuff. So I got a chance to meet the Blues Brothers. And these were the Blues Brothers that did the Blues Brothers for Universal Studios. And they had like a show, there. So the female character is kind of like Aretha-ish. But they wanted kind of like Aretha Tina-ish. So after I did Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Gloria Estefan was one of our guests that came that was in the audience back then. That was kind of, I remember that moment. Took pictures with her. I played Tina Turner for that. After that, they gave me an audition for Tina Turner with the Blues Brothers and that kind of character. So I did it. I got in at Universal. Now I'm doing what I love to do, sing. So now I put my whole corporate career to the side. So
that supersede the selling radio, airtime.
All that. I am a singer.
So you in your sound, you in your space. I
perform. I do a tribute to Tina Turner. I can sing live. Jon Stewart, who owns Legends in Concert out of Vegas, he puts me on one of his cruise ships. I start cruising with Norwegian, Premier. I'm going to Africa. I'm going to Berlin. If they couldn't get the real Tina Turner, they came to me because I can sing live. So I could do it live, like,
You're even in Africa singing?
Yes. Mali, West Africa.
Wow.
Got to talk to Mali in the house. That's a long story. But yeah, I got to go to Africa. So Orlando was my base. And I don't know if you remember, we got hit by back-to-back hurricanes. It was a period of time where Orlando was getting hit.
They got tore up down there.
Tore up. So my kids, because at the time I had kids, I have twins.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the time they were like kids, and they were like, "Mom, I'm scared," all that kind of stuff. So with Detroit, you don't have to worry about hurricanes and all that kind of stuff.
Maybe a little tornado here and there.
Right.
But they practice for that.
Come back to Detroit. Because that's where my parents were. And again, it was Detroit calling me. And I had said, kids, we're going to go to the Motown Museum. Just to go to the Motown Museum.
Just to go.
Right. So Mason and his whole crew was out there from the radio station. What's up? Because we hadn't seen each other. He was like, Angie, I'm starting my own radio station. And I see you. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I need you to do sales for me. I'm like, no, I'm a singer.
I don't do sales I
don't do that no more. He was like, no. I need you to help me out. I started my own radio station. I'm like, okay. So he said, I want you to see it. I said, okay. So just being nice, I let him take. So we're driving up Jefferson, and we get to Griswold. We turn right. And we get to the Guardian Building, Valet. So I'm thinking to myself, because my first thought was a hole in the wall, a little small radio studio, you know. So we look, and the guy at that time, he had like the doorman. He was all dressed up in a costume. He was like, Mr. Mason. I was
the costume.
Right. They were like, I was like, oh my God, they are milking him. Why So I go towards the basement of the Guardian. He's like, no, we got to go in the elevator. Went up on the 40th floor. He had spent, I want to say, probably over $300,000 putting together his independent radio station. He was like, Angie, I need your help.
You're like, but I sing. I just want to sing. Can I sing the hook? Mason in the mornings, can I sing the hook? He like, no.
So, yeah. We did it. I kind of kept doing gigs here and there, but I had to dive in because we were becoming very successful, and it was a chance for us to have independent radio and to give, local artists an opportunity to interview them, to talk to them. Because I was that local artist. Remember when I grew up? So I always had a passion for that.
She resonated with that.
Oh, God. When he said that we could play the music, we helped K. John break Ocean.
I love that.
K. John hated let me tell you how it went down. He came to the studio with us. And he was like, I got this new record. And we were like, all right, bet. He got this new record. So he played it. And he's like, let me listen to it. The whole CD. He was like, okay, but this is the record. He's like, okay. So he's like, out here on the ocean, right? He's like, no, this one, Mason. No. Out here on the ocean. He's like, no, Mason, this one. He's like, no, out here on the.
Because Mason, no, yeah.
He got a magical ear. He hit that record, boom.
I'm a fan of that,
because we were on the mornings on GPR.
Okay.
And then Carolyn, my girl Carolyn, she picked it up and rocked that song, and from there, K. John
blew up.
But that was what we were able to do. We were able to expose him so that the others could hear, to support.
By letting new artists have an opportunity on the show.
So that was what was important to what we were doing. We were really radio to me. I'm show business. I can do it. It's like, but it's more of a whole package for me. I've done everything in radio: promotions, sales, and on air. But the big thing for me is the community. Like when we work with Davo, Reverend Sheffield.
Yes,
his passion for getting people checked out. See, I'm in the audience, and I get a chance to really see that, some of these people really need this.
And they get it.
And they're made to feel they're treated with quality and dignity.
Yes, they are.
You know what I'm saying? And that is so important.
Like that Blueprint health check.
Oh, that's girl.
It really is worth like $3,000. Listen, I had them do one for me, and it told me some stuff that I didn't know, but it checked out with the stuff that I did know, if that makes sense.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like they go down through there, because a lot of people, when you go to get checked by your doctor or clinics or whatever, the first thing they do, Angie, and I'm saying this from the insurance world, they're going to look at what kind of insurance you got, first of all, see what kind of tests can they do, what's going to get paid,
see?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, for real. And they treat you accordingly. I hate to say that, but we're kicking it real,
Right.
But there, it has nothing to do with that. It's like, we're going to give you a complete picture of where you are in your health and how to get you to where you need to be. Not even where you want to be, where you need to be. So I respect them for that. And y'all for coming out and doing it however much they call you and tell you to come.
I love his passion for it. And again, it's worth $3,000 or more. Okay? And I don't know how to describe it to you. A lot of people, say they care, talk, whatever, but he's really demonstrating the whole Davo organization, all that they're doing. I really respect them, and I appreciate the staff.
Absolutely, I love them over there.
It's just it's like home. It's like home, but to give you something absolutely free
for your benefit
that's worth over $3,000.
Yes. So believe it or not, I know you don't believe it.
What?
But we got like 5 minutes left in the show.
Are you serious? So we got to do it again.
Yes.
We got to do
Come on.
Hey.
Yeah.
We got to do it again.
So how can our fans contact you and find you, Angie? Because y'all always in the community, not just with the Sheffield Center, but with a lot. Y'all do a lot. How can people follow you, keep up with you, and then I'll go into the next question after that. But let people know how they can follow Angie Starr.
Okay, let me tell you, there's a couple of things going on in that arena for me right now. Okay, first, you can always follow me at on Facebook at Angie Starr 313, okay? Or you can follow KissFMDetroit.com. Always visit our website, because I'm telling you, we are constantly giving away tickets. Again, that is my passion. I get in trouble stuff. I'll get in trouble. Managers be like, Ange, And my promotion team, why? Okay, Angie, we're here for 2 hours. We don't have any more prizes to give away. I love to give away.
Because you remember that time as a kid.
I remember that moment. So,
yep.
But go to our website because we have so many contests. KissFMDetroit.com, all right? And you were talking about fitness in me. I believe that if you dance, just dance for 30 minutes a day, because sometimes you can't get out and walk. Sometimes you're limited in space. But you can dance for 30 minutes. But you need a spot that you can go and get 30 minutes of nonstop music, period. You go to AngiesPartyChannel.com. I repeat, AngiesPartyChannel.com.
What's on there?
24 hours of nothing but party music.
Oh, girl.
So that way, like, say if you got to work a late shift overnight, you trying to stay up, go to AngiesPartyChannel.com. You working out early in the morning, you say, I'm on the treadmill, I need 30 minutes of nothing but bangers. I'm talking nothing but bangers.
I'm right now.
And go to Angie's Party.
Angie's Party.
AngiesPartyChannel.com. Right now I got a contest going too, because my whole thing is about partying. And, I'm going to give somebody $100 just to get drinks or whatever they want to get for their next upcoming house party. Dancing, partying, party drink ideas, anything fun party. That's the Angie's Party Channel. That's the concept. But my main thing is 24 hours. Whenever you click on, you're not going to hear no ballads. My girl at the hair salon was like, Ants, we got to be a little bit more mellow in here. It's bangers. Right now. It's nothing but old school, new school bangers. That's it. So, yeah.
You do keep the party live no matter where we at.
Really? I love energy. Energy is the key. I'm telling you.
What you want Detroit to know about you before we... you got to come back on again for real.
I was technically... I could be an alien because, like I said, I don't know who my natural parents are. And I say that to say the only reason I'm here is because of Detroit. Period. And that's how much I love this city. Everything that I am was a gift from God through Detroiters. So
and you're so down to earth and so real, Angie. I mean, from the Sheffield Center to Teresa's down there, okay?
Teresa's place, I love them.
One of my favorites. So I love a good hole in the wall with some good food, okay?
Yes.
You are so down to earth. You are so real. I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for being here and coming on the show today.
Yes.
It means so much to me. I'm not just saying that. I'm so genuine and transparent. I hope you can feel the love.
I can feel it.
But I am so happy that you came on here and that you took the time out of your busy day and your busy life to come on Beauty and a D.
Yes.
And talk about you because the city love you. In real life, when you say Angie Starr, yes, we do associate you with Mason. We do, because y'all just go together, But, but the city love you, and you always show up with that energy. How you say energy. You always show up with that. You show up with the right songs too.
Right.
You know how to get a crowd motivated and hype. You do that all the time. Even with you're throwing that D train. You'll bring something way back from the scene. Like, oh, shit.
I know, hey, that's why I love DJ Bass, because he knows the Detroit playlist. I mean, and that's one thing about, being in radio and, doing events with music. We know the playlist. Steady Rock, like those type of deep, we all grew up to this music.
And it's no place like it.
And it's no place like Detroit.
It's not.
And I don't know how to describe this to you because the music coming, it's time to go.
Nah, this ain't even my music. I'm on your page.
I don't play.
This is your page.
Angie's Party Channel. She's checking it out right now. 24 hours of non-stop upbeat music. You got to work out. Hey, you on that treadmill? You don't need nothing slow. You got to keep somebody going. Hey.
Music. Oh, this ain't the perfect way to go out.
Hey.
Hey, we need to work out, Angie. Where can we work out with you at? We need to work out. Do that some aerobics, okay? Hey. And we out. I mean, that was the perfect.